Well, I'm an electronic technician too.
You're a technician too?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, that's melanin is biotech.
Back with the vacuum.
We got it. I'm a technician too.
We're rolling.
Yeah, you rolling? That's okay. I'm a tech too. And she definitely a tech. She didn't go to school for it. I went to school for the shit. It just came into her head. Designing websites and all kind of stuff, man. I look at that shit, I was like, yo, man, I've been doing this for years. I don't know how to do that. Like, what the hell is that, you know?
I hear voices in my head.
It's just the genius that we have.
Right.
Voices?
Yeah.
So that'd be me sending them, I'll be like beaming you and shit.
Yeah, you beam me all right.
I got it. I know I ain't laughing, but I understood. How we doing, bro? Good, good. Okay. Last week we dealt with, look, excuse me. First I want to give a shout out to my queen over here, with Jade. Give her a hand. My brother Terrence in the back over here. He's really behind the camera. If y'all can't see him, he's behind the camera.
Thank you.
We got my brother Sharif, who's going to give us some ideas and break down some stuff dealing with herbs. My man Shabazz, who's going to do some exercises and break down some elixirs and do some work with the, talk a little bit about what we talked about last week, which was the Immortals, and give yourself a hand for coming out here on a 7-degree day, you know. And so, y'all wasn't here last week, but if there's, I know some of y'all may have the book or heard me say some things that you may have a question about, feel free at any time to ask, stop me, ask, you know, want to kind of like have a round table. So it's not like me just talking, everybody could just stop at any moment, except for in the middle of a sentence, you know. Let me get the idea out first, and then you could just come in, break down, let me know how you feel about some of the stuff we say, or have heard, and have input, and generate the one accord or one frequency. Last week we dealt with the 8 Immortals, which is more than 8. 8 is just a representative number because of the 8, where you have 7 stars of the star system Polaris. Matter of fact, let me do that, get that out of the way real quick. And I'm gonna need help from, if I can get the 2 speakers to help me out here.
Yes, sir. Just hold it open.
Yes, that's just, I'm sorry, man. Can you get one side and Shabazz get the other side? Okay. This is my, I took this off my living room wall. It's been up there for years. I said, I wonder when I'm going to get to use this. But anyway, we talked about Polaris. This is Polaris right here. You'll see what looks like a tail of this great bear. The great bear is called the great bear because of its connection to Polaris, which is the polar bear. The polar bear is Polaris in the middle. Okay? And this is the shaman of the ice world. Okay, he has the power, it has the power of invisibility. I guess because it's white like the snow, it could just disappear. But you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7 stars of the Big Dipper, and the second star has a companion star, making it 8, which is supposed to be a type of goddess. We're not going to get into that part of it too deeply, maybe later on. But this is the polar bear. This is the Big Dipper here. The front of the Big Dipper always points directly to Polaris, in the center of the universe. Next to it is the dragon, Draco. Now, this is Ursa Major. The whole system, which you have, encompasses the Big Dipper right here, and the polar bear, is called Ursa Major. Then you have the baby bear, which is Ursa Minor. The front of Ursa Major points to Polaris. The tail of Ursa Minor points to Polaris. Polaris is where all these energies come down. You're looking at a vortex, okay? And that vortex pulls energy this way, say for instance to Earth. Earth would be way out here somewhere. This is the Earth's galaxy here. Your solar system here, but this is the complete galaxy. So Polaris, energy comes from Polaris and finally gets down to the astrological signs. You think you're this, okay? When you're all of this. This is a spinning wheel. So you'll stop for what you see, what white people see in their telescopes. They'll say, oh, you're a Libra, a Scorpio, but that's the tail end of all of this.
Wow.
coming from here, okay? Star systems and all kind of stuff in here. This is the Draco, the great dragon, which we're in the year of the dragon, which the dragon whips his tail and you get these solar flares. Because the dragon is in actuality symbolizes helium. Okay? So hydrogen, and from hydrogen you get helium. And so you get the dragon whipping his tail in the year of the dragon, and you get 70-degree weather in the middle of the winter. Okay? Just to get an idea of Polaris. Okay? Thank you, gentlemen. So that's just a little bit of what we talked about last week. And there are some immortals that are attributed to all of those stars. When I say 8 immortals, I mean that it's symbolic of one master or one energy that controls a legion of energies. So for each star, there may be 100,000 legions of energies or deities, what we call deities, but controlled by one. And inside that cup that we talked about, we talked about how inside the cup area was these demonic entities. Demonic, remember, keep in mind, when I say demonic, I'm not talking about evil. If you look up the word demonic, you'll see that it means double or other self, or besides the energy that you portray to us. Your subconscious mind can mean a whole bunch of different things. But it don't mean devil as in Christianity. Okay? So there's legions of these inside the pot that are contained, although they leak out, as this spiral spins around the galaxy. And they leak out and they come down to Earth. All knowledge trickle down from Polaris. And that's why you get ideas, that's why you get intuition, you get all these things that you don't know where it come from. Something told me to say such and such. Something told me to do this. Okay? You connected to the stars. All right? So we dealt with that. And brother, if any of y'all have any questions concerning that, in my book, I have a brand new book that I released called Your Sacred Self that deals with star stepping, how to use that star system. It's really surprising to me how powerful and how much the Big Dipper is used. It's amazing. Yet, you go to your metaphysical bookstores and Barnes and Nobles, you don't see anything in the metaphysical section really going into that. So as Shabazz would know, and as Sharif would know, you'd have to deal with the martial artists, or deal with the Taoists or the Buddhists to even get an inkling of that type of information. And it's real powerful stuff. So it's used all the time. That's why they got shows called Dancing with the Stars. You're dancing with the stars, they're dancing in patterns of different star systems to pull those energies. That's what that's all about. That's why they get different stars from rappers to this, to that, football players to do this stuff, and it's all a type of ritual. It's all a type of ritual. Okay.
I want to add on.
Yeah.
On Spanish TV, they have the Spanish equivalent of Dancing with the Stars. So they got Hector Camacho is a boxer, and he always had tassels on, and he likes to dance. He could do salsa, merengue, bachata. So they brought him in, and for some reason, the producers, which had nothing to do with it, they usually sit back out of the way of the show. They said this is in the newspapers. According to them, they said, or according to the newspapers, his energy was wrong. They didn't say his dance steps was wrong because you can't tell a Spanish guy from the barrio how to dance. So they didn't say his dance steps was wrong. They said his energy was wrong, and so they got him out of the show. And I found that crazy,
TV, it's TV, bro. You got a certain energy just to be on TV. I mean, I see so many different weird shows that if there's a big, they have something called cheaters and all of this. And there's a big damn $200,000 camera following this guy. Yo, don't you see that camera there? There's 2 or 3 different positions. I'm like, yo, what's this is just or those shows where they're basketball wives, reality shows, acting. They got to be actors because for a big camera crew to be in that room, you got to be an actor to act the way they do. You see, so I don't understand why people can't see that. Just like these cartoons that we sell, Super Silver Surfer and all that. For some reason, niggas think that children are doing these.
No,
I don't
no,
know why.
no.
I don't know why. They think children
Yeah, I
doing
know.
cartoons and
I
in the
know.
comic books. Meanwhile, these guys are physicists, scientists. Why you ain't reading this stuff? Are you kidding me? They got more degrees than niggas that got books in the bookstore. You know? So, but for some reason, people are just, mind control, really. I should say some reason, but mind control. Any comment on that? Anybody have something they can add to that?
Do you have the Superman one here?
The one where he's fighting the magician?
Yeah.
I might.
I finally watched it, and let me tell you, I thought I got all the kids, everybody around. We thought it was gonna be a Superman, that we brought from him. Regular episode of Superman. They had a black magician, Adam, Black Adam, but he was a white guy. He just had a black suit on
yeah.
to represent the black guy, and Superman couldn't. He was like,
Couldn't even touch him.
yeah,
Couldn't
couldn't
even
touch him,
him.
couldn't hang in there.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's
It was
powerful.
wild.
And actually, the most powerful guy was the homeless man.
Yeah.
That was Lee Tygall that we
Yeah.
talked about last week. Lee Tygall was in that movie. And they put it in all these different movies. You just got to know, your history and all of that. It's in there, And I'm sure there's more to find out,
If you see a show like that and they having little hints of spirituality but not actually saying it,
Mhm.
and then you see a homeless black guy and he happens to have a nice crutch or a limp
Mhm.
or the crutch, that's the connection to the
That's it.
8 Immortals.
Yeah, yeah,
And I never realized that.
yeah. Mhm. Yeah, that's serious.
They're like
This one,
shamans, right? They're like shamans.
Well, Lee Tygall is more than a shaman. A shaman was a person who was a community person that was a medicine man, as well as a magician, as well as a martial artist, and he stood on the 4 squares that we talked about last week. Whereas the 8 Immortals are beyond that; they deal more with energies, and they're represented by energies. And like I said, if you see a person come up to you, looking like he's having hard times, that's you are now at that particular point faced with your karma. You just got to figure it out. Okay, you're faced with your karma at that moment, and it's up to you what you do with that. Remember though, karma is based on the heart chakra. So what you do is not necessarily the karma, is how you felt about it. Like I might give somebody $100 and don't really want to do it.
ooh,
Or I might not have $100, but I want to give it to that person.
okay.
Okay, and it's two different karmas.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
that.
The heart,
Yeah, right.
the heart chakra.
Right.